An airport bar calls police over a $130 tab, but the customer insists he already paid, and then plays the "I'm a veteran" card like it makes him untouchable. What starts as a simple payment dispute turns into a full-blown arrest in seconds. Officers arrive to a staff complaint. The bar says the man didn't pay. The first few seconds are already tense. The man demands space and reacts strongly to being approached. This is the first key moment. The officer isn't accusing him yet. He's trying to freeze the scene and figure out one simple thing. Did the bill get paid or not?
We're going to figure this out. You just sit down.
Don't talk to me like I'm a little kid.
Okay. Don't talk
The man says, "Yep, I paid." The officer asks the natural follow-up. "How did you pay? Cash or card?" Staff immediately contradicts him. Now it becomes an investigation, not a debate. If someone reports an unpaid tab, the officer has to check facts, and the fastest way is proof of payment.
So, do you have a receipt that shows that you paid for it?
When they start a tab,
Okay.
they take a credit card.
Okay.
And so,
So then they would have given you a receipt,
excuse
right?
me, ma'am?
Well, actually, I'll step over. Did they give you a receipt?
I'm not here to
Okay. Okay.
all this
Listen.
bullshit.
Listen.
We don't need to go through all this
Okay.
bullshit.
I'm being told that you didn't pay it, right? So it's my
As
job
soon
to
as the
investigate,
officer
right?
explains it could be a crime,
right?
the tone shifts. The man starts posturing, throwing insults and hinting at violence. "Touch me and find out."
You wanna be a
Second key
smartass,
moment.
motherfucker?
Once someone suggests a fight, officers don't treat it as talk. They treat it as a risk. You'll hear the officer quietly call for backup.
What is this? Are we trying to act big here?
Boy, I fucking, man,
First class Delta 360, you are welcome aboard.
small guy with the big guy syndrome.
Look, I'm just trying to make sure this person gets paid,
So
right?
I'm a Marine Corps
Okay. Thank you for your service.
veteran. You don't know what I just came to.
Okay. That's
You
that's
have
none of
no
my business.
fucking clue.
That's none of my business. You need to calm down, man. I'm
I
trying
don't
to get
need
this.
to do shit.
I'm trying to figure this out. Okay, so we can get this person paid.
Touch me and find out what fine.
Okay. All right. Edward 3. He's probably going to fight us.
I've got
Edward
the
17. If we can get another officer over here. Where's the receipt?
The officer tries a soft exit. One more chance to pay the tab and walk away. Staff isn't eager to press charges. They just want to be paid.
That's not the right.
Policy matters here. When someone is agitated, officers stay together. It protects the public, the staff, and the subject from a situation spiraling.
How you doing, man? Very well.
Do you have the right receipt?
I sure do.
Okay.
Give me a second.
He's pretty intoxicated. I'm gonna get one more chance to pay it and go from there. Are y'all wanting to press charges if you didn't pay it?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that.
Understood. The reason we're called is they said that you didn't pay your
Yeah,
bills.
just get away from me,
Okay.
okay?
I'll talk with you. Why are you refusing?
I asked you to
I'm
get
got
away.
it.
I'm gonna back up my officer.
He's got to be with me. It's just our policy.
Comfort class, you are
So why don't you?
The man insists he has money and complains about being embarrassed. But the officer brings it back to the reality. $130 is real money to a server working for tips. This isn't about pride. It's about payment. This is where his story starts cracking. He claims he paid, claims he has a receipt, then refuses to show it. That gives officers reasonable suspicion that the tab still isn't settled.
So
I have no clue what her deal is. I really don't.
Okay. They said that you didn't pay the tab. Okay. So this is a yes or no. Are you going to pay the tab?
Yep.
Okay. Do you want to use credit card or use cash?
What pisses me off is why. Look how embarrassing this is.
did you pay?
Whether he
cash?
truly believes he paid or not, what matters legally is verifiable proof. Without it, officers can't just take his word over the staff report.
Show me.
Now the screen tells a story. Charges appear, but they don't clearly match the restaurant and the amount in question.
Receipt.
Shit, what am I?
Look it up.
looking
You said
for?
you paid it with a card. If you can show me that credit card receipt, I will tell them that they're mistaken and that you did pay it. But that would help alleviate everything if you could show me that credit card
Okay.
statement.
Man.
Yep, absolutely.
So none of these are for taco and tequila. All right, look, TGI, Barley House. I don't know what that is. This looks like HD Supply. I don't know what that is. Do you?
There's a brief reset. The man calms down and agrees to walk over and pay. The officer also acknowledges the tension. When two people bow up at each other, it escalates fast. Third key moment. The conflict appears solved. But watch what happens next, because the most dangerous part of an encounter is sometimes the transition, when everyone thinks it's over.
I'm so sorry.
In less than 2 minutes, this goes from, let's just pay and leave, to a physical fight.
Absolutely.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
It's all right. It's all right.
Man, I'm so sorry.
When we bow up to each
But
other, it
when
just
they're-
becomes a whole nother thing.
Like somebody's running at
I
me
get it.
down.
I get it. I get it.
I go,
We figured it out. We figured it out. Can you grab your stuff? We'll walk down there and get it paid for?
Yep.
Walking through the airport, the conversation gets messy. There's mention of multiple places, different bars, different charges, and the officer tries to confirm basics. Where are we? What airport are we at? These questions aren't random. They check orientation. In public spaces like an airport, officers need to know if someone is intoxicated, confused, or simply combative.
Okay. That's a lot of vodka.
maybe that's what's all fucked up.
What?
This is as far as I went
No,
when
sir.
I ate and drank.
You came from this bar, tacos and tequilas.
I sat right at that bar.
You might have been there. Well, I know for a fact you were there before because you have 2 charges on your credit card. But I think you came to this place afterwards. The manager here and the bartender, or bartender, server, said you were sitting there for a while.
Down there?
Okay.
The officer gives a routine instruction. Set the backpack down. Keep moving. But the man reacts instantly. Don't grab me. This is the split-second decision point. At airports, officers can't allow an agitated person to pull away, keep a bag on, or move unpredictably. That's why compliance matters.
Do you know where you're at right now? You know what airport you're at? Come, we're gonna pay this. Come on. Come on.
I'm at. Don't fucking grab me, Austin.
Relax, man.
Stop. Put your backpack down for me. Put your backpack. You were talking about going to war. Stop.
Relax, dude. Relax.
He resists. Officers move to control his arms, take him down, and issue clear commands. Roll to your stomach. Stop fighting. Grabbing an officer's equipment is a major escalation. Even if it's chaotic, officers treat that as a safety threat, because radios, tools, and gear can change the situation instantly. Multiple officers work together, repositioning, isolating arms, and securing handcuffs. The priority is control, not punishment.
Calm down. You move her leg. Relax.
Why would you grab me?
Got it?
Think we can turn him?
Nope, let him rest for a second. Let him rest. Hey, listen. Roll to your stomach. Quit fighting. You hear me?
You understand? Load your stomach. Ready? Put your hand on your side.
Yep.
Put your hand under you.
Why are you so excited?
Roll to your stomach.
Let go.
Why are you so
Let go.
excited?
Let go, man.
I promise.
Let go. Let go.
You're gonna wanna let go.
Let
Roll to
go.
your stomach.
Let go.
I promise.
Roll to your
You're gonna
stomach.
wanna let go. Let go.
He's got the radio. I can't get it out of his hand. Give me your arm. Take his wrist.
Very well.
Once he's cuffed, he continues arguing and returns to the veteran identity. One officer's message is blunt. Congratulations, right now that doesn't matter. The point isn't disrespect, it's that status doesn't override law. And once someone fights police, the case stops being about a tab and becomes about resisting and disorderly behavior.
If you are in line to board at this time, please make sure you have a break pass out and
Wait for a second.
thank you.
We're good. We just got with cuffs.
I'm good. Just put it over there for a second. Please. Whose are these? Case.
That's really tight.
Please be in line and ready to board. Zone 1 passengers will be under the
Can you listen to that one, please?
No.
Please keep in mind if you are in zone 2,
I'm asking nicely. Can you, like, my left one, would you mind just,
Here's the first problem. You shouldn't have fought with us.
here's the second problem. I'm a Marine Corps veteran that I know this.
Congratulations. Right now, that doesn't matter. Best thing for you, shut up.
I didn't fight.
Officers recap what they saw, early warning signs, the posturing, and the exact moment he bowed up and went hands-on. They also discussed charges. The original call was about payment, but the arrest is now driven by the fight. Next, you'll see how he behaves at booking and whether he can cooperate with basic questions.
22.
Excuse us. Scoot your butt in.
All right, now that you've seen the full encounter, let's break down what actually happened, what likely changed this from a bill dispute to an arrest, and the key moments that made it spiral. And quick reminder, this is a neutral analysis based on what's shown and what officers were told in real time. We're not here to diagnose anyone or convict anybody. We're here to understand the timeline and the decision points. At the beginning, this call is simple on paper. Staff at an airport bar says a customer didn't pay a roughly $130 tab. Now, people hear unpaid tab and they immediately think, that's not a police matter. But in many jurisdictions, when you receive service and refuse to pay, that can be treated as theft of services. And even when staff doesn't want a full criminal case, officers still have to investigate the claim. Here's the first retention point. This case wasn't decided by attitude. It was decided by proof. And that brings us to the moment the story starts to crack. The man repeatedly says, I paid. Okay, fair. Mistakes happen. Cards decline, tabs stay open, bartenders get slammed, receipts get misplaced. So what's the fastest way to clear it up? A receipt, a pending charge on your banking app, a transaction notification, or even the tab being closed in the point-of-sale system. But what happens here is a classic trap. He claims he paid, claims he has proof, and then can't produce anything that matches the location and amount. And I want you to notice something. The officer actually offered him an easy exit. Basically, show me a matching charge and I'll tell them you paid. That's a gift. That's the solve it right now door, retention loop. In a second, I'll point out the one sentence he says that makes officers stop treating this like a misunderstanding and start treating it like a safety risk. Here's the shift. The argument stops being about the tab and becomes about control, ego, and perceived disrespect. You hear phrases like, don't touch me. You're not going to talk to me like I'm a kid. Touch me and find out. That last one, touch me and find out, is huge. Because once someone implies violence, the officer can't assume it's just talk. They have to plan for resistance. That's why you hear them calling for backup and staying in a controlled position. And this is where the status shield comes in. He repeatedly brings up being a veteran, and to be clear, military service deserves respect. But service isn't a legal exemption card. It doesn't cancel out basic expectations like pay the bill, show proof, follow lawful instructions in a public space. When the officer acknowledges his service and still brings the conversation back to the facts, that's not disrespect, that's boundary setting. Now here comes the most important part of the timeline. At one point, it looks like the encounter is going to end peacefully. He agrees to walk over and settle the bill. If you've watched a lot of Bodycam, you know this pattern. The most dangerous moment isn't always the yelling, it's the transition. When people think it's over, they relax. When an agitated person feels controlled, they snap. And that's exactly what happens. As they're walking, the officer gives routine instructions. Manage the backpack, keep moving, stay with the officer. In an airport, officers can't ignore the risk that someone might bolt, push past, or do something unpredictable. And then, resistance. Once that fight starts, the case is no longer about the tab. It becomes about resisting, disorderly conduct, potentially battery on an officer, and interference with police, especially when there's mention of grabbing equipment like a radio. Retention loop payoff. That's the sentence that changes everything. Not, I'm a veteran. Not, I'm embarrassed. Not even, I paid. It's the energy of, touch me and find out, plus physically resisting when officers try to control the situation. Once someone is handcuffed, we often hear, I didn't fight. I wasn't resisting. You didn't have to do that. But here's the uncomfortable reality. The camera shows the struggle, and the officers repeatedly giving clear commands like, roll to your stomach, stop fighting, give me your arm. If you're watching from home and thinking, this got out of hand, you're not alone. But you have to separate two things. Was the original call avoidable? Probably yes. A receipt or a card confirmation would likely have prevented the whole thing. Was the arrest avoidable once resistance started? Almost always yes, because once you go hands-on with officers, their job becomes control and safety, not negotiation. Then we get to jail intake, and this part matters because it shows the pattern continuing. Intake questions can feel annoying, even insulting, especially when someone is angry, but they're routine. Identity details, medical screening, recent travel, exposure to illness, medications, mental health questions. Refusing to answer doesn't help you. It doesn't win anything. It usually just delays processing and adds friction to a situation that's already bad. And notice, officers talk about possible contributing factors like intoxication or stress, but that's not a diagnosis. It's a real-world observation. Someone can be impaired, triggered, agitated, or simply entitled, and it creates the same outcome: escalation. Lesson 1. Proof beats pride. If you paid a tab and someone says you didn't, don't argue status. Don't argue respect. Just say, let's verify it right now. Here's the charge. Your bank app is your best friend in a dispute like this. Lesson 2. Respect isn't the goal in a police contact. A police interaction isn't a debate stage. It's a compliance environment. You can be right about the tab and still get arrested if you refuse lawful instructions, threaten, resist. Lesson 3. Airports are high-control spaces. In an airport, don't touch me and pulling away is going to trigger a response faster than it might on a sidewalk. There are crowds, security concerns, and a lot less tolerance for unpredictability. Lesson 4. Don't turn a civil problem into a criminal one. Even if the tab dispute could have ended with pay and go, resistance transforms the case instantly. That's how people go from a bill problem to jail. Now, I want to ask you this, and be honest. If you were the officer and someone refuses to show proof, keeps escalating, and says, touch me and find out, do you keep talking, or do you call back up immediately? Drop your take in the comments. Was this a misunderstanding that turned into ego, or was it intentional from the start? And if you want more real Bodycam cases broken down with clear timelines, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because the next episode is even wilder. A routine call where the suspect tries to talk their way out and accidentally talks their way into the charges. You think the tab is the story, until you realize the real story is what happens when someone believes rules don't apply to them.